lovely week of juicy Premier League nuggets for us to discuss. Mukesh, how are you doing?
I am good. I'm worried about you. How are you doing?
I have stopped worrying about myself a
How,
long time ago.
how does it feel to know that you have a better chance of playing for Manchester United than Marcus Rashford?
Right?
Generational talent,
I
Marcus
know.
Amogh
Rashford.
fucked
I
up
know
his
it's
FPL
it's
this week.
weirdly comforting in a sense, as football fans and as players of football, both on PlayStation as well as in real life, none of which comes close to professional football. By the way, we always think like, "अरे मैं भी कर सकता है ये." Like 90 minutes, even I can run on this massive football pitch. Then you actually see it and you're like, "नहीं होगा." But then when Amorim, a coach of his standard, says something like this about a player like Marcus Rashford, you suddenly think, yeah, you know what? I got it. Because as a fan, I can guarantee you if they took me to Carrington to be like, you are training with Manchester United, and if you train well, you'll get to play. I'll be like, I'm going to train like I've never trained before. Like, I'm going to go all out and make sure that I don't fuck this up. Like, मेरे को payment भी मत दो. Rashford is on what?
Oh, I like how you said that as if like, oh please, yeah, please, like don't worry, guys, I'm good without the money.
I'm
I
only
think
I'm only saying that because I hope none of our clients, the ones that actually pay us money, are ever going to hear this episode. Because they're like, अरे ये तो free में करने के लिए तैयार है.
yeah, if Mumbai City FC is listening, you guys, please.
Yeah.
Amogh has just said that he's okay with. Amogh has said that he's okay to work with football teams for free. So Mumbai City FC,
By the
cancel
way,
that money.
on the topic of Mumbai City FC, by the way, I did a video recently. I put this on my story as well. I did a video recently where I sat with Laliamzola Changte, the captain of Mumbai City, and we were talking about the game that happened yesterday against Mohammedan, a game that Mumbai City won 3-0. But we, of course, shot the video before. And at the start of the video, in the background, one of our defenders from Syria, Thayer Kruma, was just doing like a meditation thing, which was really funny. And both Thayer Kruma and Shangte scored in the game. So I've told Mumbai City, listen, 2 out of 3 people in this video scored. So next match you got to start for a guaranteed goal. I
Nice.
mean, that's the only logical option here.
Yeah, Amogh is. Oh my God, Amogh. I know you wrote a screenplay called Mumbai to Manchester, but you might just make Mumbai to Mumbai City FC come true,
Oh my
which
God, I can't believe you still remember Mumbai to
which is the
Manchester.
much ignored and rightfully so prequel of Mumbai to Manchester.
Is it a prequel or is it a sequel? You know, the actual movie was Mumbai to Manchester, and the sequel is at 35 years old and jaded with life. He gets a fledgling chance to feature for local ISL club. Some things are better than nothing, right? But yes, which game should we begin? We've been talking about Man United, so let's start off with that only. Why don't we? United beat Fulham at Craven Cottage 1-0. The match took place last night, or well, technically speaking, this morning at 12:30 a.m. I did not watch it. I slept, and in my sleep, I was bored of the performance. That's how bad the performance was.
Amogh, 3 points, clean
Yeah, yeah,
sheet.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Three
Like,
points, clean sheet, and away win, right? I think that's like such incredibly good news.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But you know, typically when there's like Europa League matches or whatever, or midweek matches where the kickoff is at 1:30 or whatever, I'm not in that zone where I can stay up, especially to watch Man United. I'm like, no chance am I letting go of my beauty sleep to watch this fucking train wreck on my TV, right? But usually, like on my FOTMOB, on my football app, on my phone, the scores are updating, right? So I will wake up in the middle of the night to just see what's happening. Suddenly at 3 a.m. or something, I'll wake up and be like, "Hey, match tha, kya hua?" And then I'll go back to sleep. Or I'll wake up and the first thing I'll do in the morning is I'll check the scores and see. I didn't do any of that because
Oh
I knew
wow.
it was going to be fucking boring. Like I could tell while I was sleeping that had I stayed awake for this game in a parallel universe, that parallel version of me would have been bored to death. And that's exactly what happened because I didn't check it all morning. In fact, after we finished working this evening is when I actually watched the highlights for the first time. And while watching the highlights, I almost fell asleep.
Oh no! But how does it feel to have heard the fans sing a manager's names? I think it's been a while,
No,
right?
no. Fans have sung the manager's name for every manager. They sang for
No,
David
no,
Moyes also.
no. I know. I'm not saying it's not happened since Ferguson, but I'm saying it's at least been a year. I think
Yeah,
because the last 1 year of Ten Hag, they definitely did sing.
yeah,
And since Amorim has come, I feel like wow, singing an away crowd, singing Manchester United manager's name. How
yeah.
does that feel?
I mean, it's good. See, the thing is, again, like, I feel like Amorim is a good manager. He's got a lot of potential. He's definitely trying to instill a sense of culture into the club that is definitely needed. Case in point, the way he's dealing with Rashford. It's very simple. If you don't train well, if you don't behave like a footballer, you don't deserve to play. So all of that is there. The problem is, and we discussed this on the last episode as well, the problem is he has come into this situation at Manchester United, which is a basket case of a club with basket case owners, previous and current, if I'm going to be very, very honest, because Ratcliffe hasn't acquitted himself really well in his short tenure thus far as co-owner of Manchester United. He's made some really weird decisions. In the midst of all of that, you can see that Amorim is definitely trying to change the culture around the squad. To be fair, that's also something that Ten Hag was doing and was kind of successful to a certain extent. But the problem with Ten Hag was he just wasn't a good communicator with people, and he tried a lot to be favorites to the signings that he made. Case in point, Anthony. Like, even when Anthony wasn't playing well, he still wanted to play him as much as he could because he was the one who signed Anthony for a fuck ton of money. And as a result of that, Ahmad was benched and he wasn't getting game time. But as soon as Amorim has come in, where he has no preconceptions about, oh, मैंने ये player को खरीदा 80 million के लिए तो मेरे को उसको खिलाना ही पड़ेगा. Ahmad is rightfully being given a chance because Anthony has not been playing well. Anthony is now out on loan to Real Betis, and Ahmad is one of the best players in that United squad, or the only best player in that United squad. And
I would champion uh, our favorite Harry Maguire.
yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
organizing the defense.
No, he is,
He's
he is, he is.
organizing our defense. Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah,
What,
yeah,
like how far has our boy come that he's
yeah,
gone from becoming a better player to organizing a defense?
yeah, yeah. No, he's definitely showing shades of who he was, and I feel like the entire captaincy saga and everything also helped him out. Being
Yeah,
stripped of the captaincy, uh, being put in the shop window, a possible transfer to West Ham, then him saying, no, I want to fight for myself, him being patient at being
yeah,
on the bench,
yeah.
him still working hard whenever he was called upon under Ten Hag, also coming in to give good performances, really, really helped him. And I think that's something that Amorim also has noticed about him and has liked in a historical sense, that this is a player who has no hang-ups about his status in the squad or anything. He doesn't have an ego as such. He's very simple. He's very focus oriented, and he can do a job, especially in this three at the back system that Amorim has. So well played to Maguire for doing that. But the problem is everything around the club is so fucked up that it is always going to be a tough first season for Amorim, especially when he's not had the chance to make any signings, considering he's come mid-season. And now when we're in the January transfer window, again, United, I don't know if they'll make any signings because of
Yeah.
PSR issues.
Yeah, of course. And like, there are, I think, too many players right now who are crowding up the team. It's such a new system. I think to sell anybody right now without giving the players also time to figure out if they want to play in Amorim's system. Right now, you can see Diallo's thriving,
Yeah,
Maguire is thriving. As much as of a clown, what's his name? The defender who scored.
Martinez.
Martinez, Lucha.
Yeah,
Looks like it could be that he could be thriving, and I do feel like maybe a lot of the young players like Toby Collier also might end up thriving. So I do think
yeah,
it's wise to not buy or sell.
yeah.
There's,
Did you see the last minute goal line clearance that Toby Collier did,
yeah,
which
exactly.
I feel like the way the player celebrated with him, I thought this poor kid was being mugged on the streets of Manchester. Like, I thought Lisandro Martinez chaku nikalega. Like,
yeah,
it really seemed like, give me all your money, punk, was going to be the line. that came out.
It
But
was very endearing. It
yeah,
meant so much because like that was clearly the difference between like just a scathing attack and like Amorim clearly apparently had a bust up, right? Like last week where he apparently threw things and
yeah.
he cut himself also apparently.
Yeah. So to give context, basically last week after losing to Brighton in the Premier League, apparently Ruben Amorim destroyed the television in the Old Trafford dressing room, and then apologized for it as well. And he said that I'm usually not an angry person, but.
That makes it worse.
And I'm paraphrasing here, but basically his second line was, पर इन लौड़ू लोग को देखा है क्या तुम लोग ने? Like, what the fuck do you expect me to do? Because look at the shit I have to deal with. And he's also like this fucking he's doubled down on that sentiment, right? Because after the Fulham game, I think it was his birthday or it is his birthday today, his 40th birthday, and the interviewer said, "Happy 40th birthday, Ruben," and he said, "40? No, no, it's 50. 2 months at Man United, I have turned 50." And he
Oh,
went
poor.
on to say, "The players came to me and they said, 'Can we have the day off tomorrow because it's your birthday?' And I said, 'No, we're training.'"
Oh, that's incredible. I love him.
Oh,
He's the guy
he's
for the job.
yeah, he's great. Like his the thing is, no, he's very honest. He says it like he sees it, and to a large extent, again, that was the same thing with Ten Hag as well. As a Dutch manager, brutally honest, brutally upfront, but you can see the difference in the sense that Amarim is just a little more charming. He's a little more welcoming to the players. He's a little better at communication, and that will go a long way. Tactically, again, completely different system. So we'll have to see how the team, the current squad of players, adapts to it, and how any new signings, if we make them, how they adapt to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Amarim. I don't give a shit about the club because fuck knows where we are in the table,
I'm
13th,
just
12th.
worried who's going to pay for that damn TV now, man. Like, is it
we
going
know
to be?
we know Radcliffe isn't going to pay
Yeah,
because he's cutting people's salaries. Like
yeah.
not only has he reduced the Christmas bonus from £100 for per employee to a £40 Marks and Spencer's voucher, but he has also reduced the payment to club legends for their ambassadorial duties. So Andy Cole, Dennis Irwin, fucking Yapstam, and all these ex-players, legends who have ambassadorial roles at Man United, also have to go through a pay cut because Radcliffe is like, boys, we need to fucking sort this shit out.
So that means every time Ruben Amorim gets angry, some ex-player is like, "अरे भोसड़ी ये क्या कर रहे
Yes,
तू?"
that TV. So here's also a great thing, right? Like you would expect, especially with the way Radcliffe has dealt with this ownership of Man United, what we are saying you would expect to be true कि वो इतना कंजूस है, वो टीवी बदलेगा ही नहीं, वो सालों के लिए ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड लीक हो रहा है ना, वैसे ही ये टीवी भी क्रैक्ड रहेगा और चलेगा नहीं. But before, and this is the beauty, right? But before the Fulham game, the United social media account tweeted a video of the players entering the dressing room and the TV was fine.
Oh,
Oh, it was so fucking good. But yeah, so the TV is all right, ladies and gentlemen. The TV is fine. Ratcliffe has fixed the TV.
TV is fine. Man United not yet, but that's
Yeah,
still
Man
good
United not yet.
progress.
But speaking of the United owners, right? Like another hilarious thing that I read is the Glazers, who also own NFL side Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the American NFL, obviously, had banned the United squad. All right, has banned the United squad from ever visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Why?
and because they were worried that they would see the facilities and organize a mutiny because that's so much better.
Oh no! Man, I'm feeling really bad. Oh.
This is like real life severance bencho. इन लोग को पता ही नहीं होना चाहिए बाहर का दुनिया कैसे है.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm feeling so bad for.
So I'm like, this is what we have to deal with as a football club or as fans of a football club, right? So when you say dude, what do you think about Amorim and the way he's treating Marcus Rashford? I'm like, fucking go at it, dude. Go at it. I don't care because no matter what this manager or any manager does, हम लोग की लगी है, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, oh, that was hilarious.
I wonder if now the current squad is going to actually organize a meeting. Like, हम लोग को अमेरिका जाने का है.
Yeah, or
We have to go
everyone,
see.
who the relatives of that club, everybody at club, like Garnacho's brother, Lucha's wife, they're gonna turn up at this thing and be like, "What the fuck is this?" Send us videos.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
if a lot
it's
of
good.
United player relatives get American visa, time to be suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. From one joke club to the other, Leicester 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, or rather Spurs 1, Leicester 2. Leicester fighting for relegation. Their fans chanting at new manager Ruud van Nistelrooy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Beat Ange Postecoglou's Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And this is after Spurs went into halftime 1-0, courtesy of a very awkwardly positioned header from Richarlison.
I just loved that Tottenham fans have the audacity to mock Jamie Vardy. And time and again, he scored a goal and he showed us the fact that the Leicester's won a Premier League.
Yeah.
And Tottenham fans are silent. And I'm like, why? You know, it's very rare that the worst thing about a very bad club is the fans. And
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, Tottenham is already shit,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
most shit teams have great fans.
Yeah.
But Tottenham, it's just like, wow, it's just the fans are so much shittier.
It's almost like the Tottenham fans have also taken this to heart. We're like, our club is shit. What can we do to make sure that we are fans of this club? Like, how do we assimilate with the identity of Spurs?
I
But
know,
yes,
I did,
he did that in the previous meeting against Spurs as well. This time though, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a guy wearing a Leicester scarf that Vardy was looking at. I was like, why are you telling him that, dude? Like, it may have just may have just been the camera angle. But if you watch the highlights, that's what it looks like. Because this Leicester fan, he's wearing a Leicester scarf and he's obviously happy, right? Like, he's waving, he's smiling, and Vardy's just looking at him. And then he goes on to show the Premier League badge. And I'm like, तू इसको क्यों बोल रहा है ब्रो ये probably 7-Eleven run करता है वहां पे he probably he's working hard to make ends meet. He's happy that you won the Premier League, dude. Why are you telling him he has no Premier Leagues and you have one? He obviously doesn't. He's not a footballer. You know, he he fucking runs a general store.
and he's on your team. But it was incredible. It was incredible to see Tottenham fans get humbled. I still feel my sympathies are with Ange
Yeah,
Postecoglou,
yeah,
but not with Tottenham. And I know that puts me in a very delicate situation.
yeah,
Like, 'cause I also feel like I don't know if you saw, but after the match, Postecoglou he went into the tunnel, then he
yeah.
came out ready to punch a fan, and he had to be ushered back in. And I'm like, wow, if the manager is more pissed off, this manager wants to give the hairdryer treatment to the fans. Like, he wants to go to each fan and be like, are you a fucking idiot? What are you doing?
I mean,
Um,
the fans are probably saying, "भाई ये player को दिखा ना, ये उन लोग को बोलना, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, bro? मैं तो
yeah.
नहीं खेल रहा हूँ."
Like there's this line I was reading about the match, and they said Tottenham are like a medical team which heals opponents. Leicester was having such a bad run that people were ready to fire Ruud van Nistelrooy already. And
Yeah,
suddenly he looks like his magical manager. Jamie Vardy is looking like peak 2015-16 Jamie Vardy.
yeah,
What an incredible team. What an
yeah,
incredible team.
yeah,
And I'm telling you, all of this comes down to the fact that you have Richarlison spearheading your attack.
yeah.
Like, just something about him is bad juju. Like, the minute
No,
you get him,
it's not bad juju, right? Like Richarlison on his day, let's not forget that he is a Brazilian international, and that counts for something, right? But on his day, Richarlison actually can be very potent. Now his stint at Spurs has not been great at
correct.
all. If he was going to leave Everton, he should have gone to a much bigger team than Spurs. He should have waited at Everton for a little while more. It would have helped Everton. It would have uh, uh, reduced Akarsh's depression a little. Maybe he would have been on the show,
Yeah.
but he should have waited and he should have probably gone to a bigger club because I'm sure United would have come for him and it would have been equally shit if he would have done that. But you know, like He should have waited, but he didn't. He went to Spurs. At the time, the project seemed really, really interesting. Fair dues. He's on his day a very good player, but time and time again, Richarlison just looks like a parody version of a footballer.
Yes, he looks like your classic. If you ever make Mumbai to Manchester,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
even Mumbai to Mumbai City, he looks
yeah.
like the evil guy. He looks
Richard
like your.
Richarlison is a Devang Patel song footballer. You know, he is एक रुपया क्या देता 10 रुपया ला रहे, like that is Richarlison, right? Like he is, and he has Devang Patel songs, dude. They're fucking great. I love listening to them. If a Devang Patel song comes on, I'll be like, yeah, fuck this. This is damn cool. This is funny. But will I make a show with Devang Patel songs? Will I pay a lot of money to have Devang Patel come to my party and sing those songs? No. You admire him from a distance.
Distance.
You do not get him anywhere close to your place of work.
Will you admit it in your most intimate moments? No,
Yeah,
also no.
yeah. It's a secret that you take with you to your grave, which is kind of weird because I just disclosed it on a podcast
But
that five people.
given to the listenership of this podcast, that's good. In fact, taking it to your grave might be a better way of leaking it than putting it out
Yeah.
on the call of like.
Yeah, because thousands of years later, archaeologists will dig me up and they will find a note that says, I love Richarlison. Yes, so, like. But what do you think about ads, though? You said that you feel sad for
I
ads.
do feel I feel like Tottenham fans need to be getting behind the manager because they have of all the fans, I think because who can complain about an injury crisis, I feel like Tottenham fans definitely can.
Yeah,
Because every other club, their levels of injuries have increased, say, compared to, say, 5, 6 years ago.
yeah,
But everybody is suffering at the same level, right? Like, barring. But Tottenham is suffering with the three primary centre backs out. They're relying on they're relying on Richarlison.
yeah,
And you have to take pity on that team. You have to take on the fact that okay, they are not able to, for obvious reasons, they're not able to keep up with the demands of a Premier League to week
yeah,
in week out system,
yeah, yeah,
but aren't just taken them to quite far with the clubs with the cup competitions.
yeah.
So I do feel like there is something in his all-out attacking system that it is more conducive to cup. So it is very imperative that obviously the season is done in the league, but it is very important that the manager and the players feel loved. But
Yeah.
obviously, Tottenham fans have no idea
No,
what
but
any of that
I
means.
don't know. The thing is, but I do sympathize with the Tottenham fans as well because, and of course, a lot of Indian fans won't understand this, but the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is one of the best stadiums in England, right? If not Europe,
Yeah,
right? It has fantastic facilities. It's got a great capacity now. They made one end of the stands. They modeled it after Borussia Dortmund's yellow wall, so it's designed to create a certain atmosphere. Now, stadiums like that don't come cheap. Ultimately, the people who pay the price for these stadiums are the fans because your ticket
yeah,
prices go up. The cost for a beer or a snack at the stadium go up. The cost for replica jerseys goes up. Merchandise goes up, right? All of those things eventually end up pinching the pockets of the fans. Now, if as an owner, Daniel Levy has said, guys, we're not going to be very active in the transfer market. We're not going to get the big time players for a little while because we are going to focus on getting the stadium built. The stadium needs to be rebuilt and all of that. But once the stadium is built, fuck, we're going to create a great atmosphere and we're going to get Tottenham to a level that we haven't been at before. We're going to start competing for trophies. We're going to get the best players. We're going to get the best managers, and it's going to happen. Unfortunately, that has not happened. And a big reason for that is Daniel Levy. Now, one can say that in a business sense, he's been very astute. Tottenham don't lose out on a lot of money or anything like that because of the way he negotiates in the transfer market. But look at the strategy of managers that he's got on board. Like you had Pochettino, you lost Pochettino after that, or you sacked Pochettino. You've gone from Pochettino, who's a young manager known to build a project, which he was doing very well with Spurs, and then you've gone and got Jose Mourinho, who's at the end of his managerial powers. Like he has gone from Chelsea and Real Madrid, where he did his best work, to doing a little bit of his best work at Man United, in the sense that he got us a Europa League trophy, but really nothing more. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the ownership structure at United and the problems that United had off the pitch as well. But he's gone from Man United, he's gone from there, he's gone to Spurs, and now look at where he is. He went to Roma, that didn't work out well. Now he's at Fenerbahce. He is not in that elite rung of managers anymore where he can get a top level job. And unfortunately, Spurs got really distracted at him being available and got him when he was not in the right position to help them. Mourinho could not help Spurs, and when they sack him 2 days before a cup semi-final or a final, by the way, which is absurd if you ask me. And
6 days before.
Mourinho has said this himself. He's like, they've never won a trophy, and they sack me, who has won so many trophies, 6 days before a cup final. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? It's a ridiculous decision. But they replace him with fucking Antonio Conte. Again, that doesn't work. Then they get Nuno, who's doing spectacularly well at Forest, as we know now, who did really well at Wolves before that. But again, it did not work out for him. And now they've got Ange. These are all extremely different profiles of managers. So what the fuck is your philosophy? What is your vision for this club? It's honestly the same thing that's happening with United, with the managers that United have hired. It's the same thing. What the fuck is your vision for this football club? It's almost poetic that both the clubs have glory glory Spurs or glory glory Man United as their song, like, because we are brothers in arms for this shit.
Brothers in banter.
Yeah. So I do sympathize with the fans. Just to come back to my original point, I do sympathize with the fans because yes, Spurs have got a lot of injuries. They almost have an entire first team squad out, 11
Yeah,
players I think out for
yeah.
injury. That's tough
And the
for
three
any
centre
team.
backs, and I do feel like
Yeah,
primary
that's
reason
that's
why they're not able to keep a clean sheet
yeah,
is because they just
yeah.
don't have the centre backs who can afford to do that, right?
And Son is getting older. He's not the same Son that we saw
Yeah,
a season ago, 2 seasons ago. He's not the same guy.
tragic.
So I don't know, but I do you think Ange is going to stay in a job, or do you think he's going to get fired very very soon? Because a loss to Leicester is pretty damning.
Lost to Leicester, I think managed by what's his name? Uh, Ruud van Nistelrooy is quite damning. I think no. I'm hoping they've learned their mistake from not uh, firing a manager 6 days before a cup final because they are in that situation, right? Like they're in all three cup competitions. They're in the semi-final with a lead over Liverpool, right? They're
Yeah,
probably the only team other than they are the only team other than Forest to beat Liverpool this season, right? So I think it'll be very stupid. I hope they've learned their lesson. But if Ange doesn't win them a cup this season, still keep him because he's amazing. Give him a
yeah,
good team. No, but
yeah,
fire him. Yeah, then it's probably reason enough to fire him, and that's
yeah.
probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, let's talk about Nottingham Forest then very quickly because we mentioned Nuno and the Foresters. A lot was made of this game, Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth, which is a weird sentence for us to say because Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest, who the fuck cares? But this was what? It was third in the table versus now seventh in the table, but that's Bournemouth in seventh place and Nottingham Forest in third. Both teams having spectacular seasons. And you would think Forest would have got this because Forest are on a mad one. They had 3 wins and 1 draw in their last 4 games before facing Bournemouth. And what happened, Mukesh? 5-0 to Bournemouth.
Title challengers, Nottingham Forest. Top four contenders, Bournemouth. Two contenders of manager of the season, Iraola and Nuno, going head to head against each other. And we were expecting a blockbuster match, but we were not expecting a 5-0 trouncing.
Yeah.
What went wrong? Uh, I think first Iraola is definitely manager of the season already.
Yeah. What a manager,
Right?
dude. Oof.
Already, like just already manager of the season. Right? Second thing, I think Nottingham Forest are getting a little predictable, which is that it's. I don't want to reduce their tactics to just Chris Wood and Inshallah,
Yeah.
but I think they, no matter how much they try to reduce the compactness of the space, if you have 2-3 players who are very good passers in tight spaces,
Yeah.
like an Alexis McAllister, even if you're like your local variants of that, you're done. Like their system is done. And I think it showed me for the first time that Nuno's probably, I mean, and fair enough, it's not his fault, or probably given his resources are far more limited than other big top six managers, is that he's not able to adapt as quickly. He's not able to change his system and play it straight into Irola's hands. And I think Irola got his players just, they managed to navigate the tight spaces that Forest were creating.
Yeah, yeah, no, fantastic stuff by Bournemouth, and it's frightening and fucking amazing in a way as well to consider that by the end of this season we might have a top five because England might get a fifth Champions League spot this season because of the coefficients. We might have a top five, so we might have Forest in the fucking Champions League next season, and we might have Bournemouth in the Europa League next season. Alternatively, we might have Forest winning the Premier League this season and Bournemouth in the Champions League next season. It's mental. It is a
It is
mental season.
incredible. This is a version of the Premier League I've been waiting for
Yeah.
since I think Leicester
Since
won
since before Man City became Man City.
Man City, exactly, right? Like even when they were early, when they won, at least there was some sense of whatever. But this version, this is incredible to see two managers, also like one Spanish manager and a Portuguese manager going to one looks like a friendly uncle, and the other looks like this bitter, like Mourinho spat
Maniac.
him out or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a maniac. And I
Um,
think that's why Bournemouth are doing well because every time he's unhappy with his players, he just flashes that menacing grin.
yeah.
And if you're a player who plays for Iraola and he looks at you like that with that gritted teeth grin,
Yeah.
you will shit your pants.
How
Who touchy
good?
karega?
What kind of a form is this Justin Kluivert in, man? Like, I mean,
Fantastic form.
we've heard about Nep. We're used to Nepo kids being bad.
Yeah.
I'm finding it very hard to take a Nepo kid who's doing so well. I'm like, what is this?
somebody take highlights of Justin Kluivert and show it to Arjun Kapoor. भोसड़ी के ऐसे कहते हैं nepotism.
Yeah.
ये देख
I'm like,
उसको
what?
चांस मिला पर वो यूज कर रहा है वो तू क्या कर रहा है लौड़े
Yeah,
somebody
like
needs to show you that.
incredible, like fantastic stuff from and I think it was really nice. What I liked was that Irola was playing like aggressive, always on the accelerator football, and like Forest is like 1 goal, 1-0 wins. We will
Yeah.
take them 1
Yeah.
1 all, 1-0, 1-1 draws. Those are the games that we like to play.
Yeah,
And it's nice to see attack completely won.
yeah,
Attack thrashed defense.
yeah.
That was incredible to see.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that Bournemouth cut the forest down? Was it deforestation?
Yeah, and they planted their cherries.
They planted their cherries. That sounds like a porno reference
That
for
does
some
sound like a
reason.
porno.
So we'll swiftly move on to Man City, who beat Chelsea 3-1. I'm telling you, Mukesh, you were absolutely right. The Pep Guardiola Man City recovery arc, the challenge has been set,
Yeah.
and they are coming back
They're coming.
because they're just like, man, chalo, abhi बहुत time pass कर लिया.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
You know, it's like when you're playing FIFA, you just feel like, I'm too good. I'm too good. So I'm just gonna play world class or legendary mode for a little bit, just to figure this out. And then you lose a few matches and it's looking bad. You're like, okay, you know what? Semi-pro all the way. Fucking
Yeah.
semi-pro till the end of the season, and that's what they're doing. And to make it even worse, Chelsea score a goal through Noni Madueke in the 3rd minute. So Guardiola just like, let them score. Give them hope. Give them hope, boys. And then Erling Haaland show everybody why they need to bring you back into their FPL team.
Yeah. I think it is that, how like in stock market you hear about Harshal Mehta selling shorts. Like it's something that is happening, huh? Some like incredible scam 2025 is happening.
Yeah.
Or like whenever they keep winning, I can just say I'm just hearing that. I'm like, oh damn. And he'll come out and say, scam ek pakoda nahi hai. कोई लड़का है. Some nonsense like that.
You think in the Man City squad's mini league, Erling Haaland had himself in his team. And then he saw that I think 80% of all managers worldwide had him. So he was like, point hi kya hai?
Yeah.
Why am I spending 15 million pounds of my budget on myself?
Yeah.
I'm just going to fuck around for a bit. Anyway, Guardiola has said we have a target of 88 points, so we have the license to lose a few games. मैं time pass करेगा. Let all of these fuckers lose points. I'll take myself out, and then when it's time to go again, I'll slowly put myself back in because his ownership is now at like some 30% or something.
Yeah, incredible. And like, and also what I found crazy was like, so their new signing Abdul Qadir Khusanov,
Yeah.
right, had a terrible game, and I mean, fair enough, understandable. It's such a big game,
Bro,
right?
he's from Uzbekistan.
I
like,
and he
like,
doesn't know English, Spanish, nothing, right? He only
nahi.
knows Uzbek and Russian in a team where no one knows that language. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, including Guardiola, no one can point out where Uzbekistan is on that map.
You
It's
think
like,
the Man City squad call him Borat?
yeah.
Which is wrong because Borat is Kazakhstan. He's not Uzbeki. They're different countries, but
But
for the
I
joke.
wouldn't expect Ireland to know the difference.
Yeah.
Like it's like that time when Guardiola said, "My daughter goes to school with Spanish people, Africa, black people, normal people."
Oh,
Uh,
I forgot
uh,
about that.
uh,
Oh, Guardiola. Never
but yeah, so
change.
I
Never
think
change.
what for me was scary was the fact that a defender had such a nightmare of a game against such a like I wouldn't say a top side, but relatively a top side, right? Like Chelsea's not some weak ass side,
Yeah.
and
Chelsea's
they
no
just made
Chelsea.
it look comfortable the way.
Chelsea is a weird side. It's a weird fucking side because you never know
Yeah.
which Chelsea is going to turn up. So
Oh, I have a question for you. Uh, I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know if it was Jackson or Nkunku. One of them was consoling Kusano during the game.
uh,
Right, so he made the error leading to the goal. About a couple of minutes later, there was a corner, right? And you could clearly see that Kusano was having I wouldn't say a panic attack, but he was obviously like stressing out.
yeah,
And a Chelsea player in the middle of the game, in the middle of their big day, is saying, "Relax, buddy, relax, it's fine." Do you think that act of humanity is good, or you think that's like Roy Keane would definitely kill his player if he did that, like straight up murder him?
yeah.
So what do you
He's
make of it?
he's the weak link. Go for him. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's sweet. Yeah, I like to believe in humanity, even though it's given me no reason to do so. But it could be sweet and also a tinge of mind games.
Oh, you think that was mind games, huh? You think Chelsea's that
A tinge.
smart?
No, a tinge because it works both ways, right? Like to everyone, it's going to seem like, man, here's a new kid who's a young kid who's come from Uzbekistan. He's this is the biggest move he's ever going to make in his career, and he's suddenly being thrust into the starting lineup for this game against Chelsea. Because Guardiola likes to bed in his players, right? But obviously they have issues at the back, they have injury concerns, and this is not a season that's going well. So they desperately needed the reinforcement. So he's gone straight in and put him in the lineup. It's a tough situation for a young player who doesn't know the language to get into, and especially if you've made an error that leads to a goal as well, it's even worse. It's in the third minute, like it's immediate. Immediately, the one of the first things you've done is cost your team a goal. So if at that point you go as an opposition player to him and say like, man, it's okay, it's going to come across as, oh, that's sweet because
Oh, whoa, you
competition on the
softy!
side. But
This is why United suck right now.
yeah, but
This
at the
is
same
why.
time, it is still going to be like, "Arey, bacche, tere ko kya pata?" Like that
Oh,
element is
Amogh.
also there.
I can just picture Roy Keane just fucking wanting to like snap your neck for this kind of an opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I still
probably.
have the same opinion, but still,
Yeah.
he's not going to snap my neck. He's
Yes,
going to snap
man.
your neck.
I'll send Graham Souness after you. But yeah, Man City definitely on their way to the Premier League title. They're still in fourth place, but they will probably win it by the end of the season if we know how these things go. But the current leaders, your team, Mukesh, Liverpool, beating Ipswich 4-1 only. Are you ashamed of yourself?
4-1, yeah, I'm ashamed myself for not having a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if you know this, but the next five Liverpool fixtures are like the next match is Bournemouth, by the way. Super Team Bournemouth,
Yeah.
scaring the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
There's Bournemouth, Everton, Aston Villa, Man City, right? I think like I'm terrified. I'm terrified of, like, I think Feb is the month where either Liverpool lose the title or they win it. Like if we get anything less than 12 out of 15 points, I think Liverpool are done. Like, I think the title race is done.
Hmm.
And that means you have to beat all your super teams, like Bournemouth, uh, fucking Villa also seems scary. Fucking
Yeah.
are playing Plymouth at some point, and that also seems kind of scary. But that's in a cup. But yeah, there are eight. Liverpool are playing 8 games, I think, in or 7 games, if I'm not wrong, in February, and all pretty much 3, 4 tough away games. So I'm very nervous, and I think Liverpool are definitely going to slip up the title.
Yeah. I kind of jumped the gun with that jingle that you heard in your ears, Mukesh. But now is the time that I'm actually going to play it, because guess what it's time for? It's time for
How Amogh fucked up his FPL this week.
it is time to see how Amogh, or Amogh
Amid.
as the AI calls it, fucked up his FPL this week. Now, Mukesh, I had 2 free transfers to make before this week. I thought one of the free transfers I would make was a change in my forward line, because I have Yuan Visa, who I wanted to keep. I have Alexander Isak, who I obviously wanted to keep. And I had Raul Jimenez, who has been a decent differential for me over the past weeks, but he was playing United at home. And a little bit of own club loyalty came into being, and I thought that no, Jimenez is not really going to have a good time against Man United. Not because it's Man United, but because I knew before I got into the game that it's going to be a boring game, like I said at the start of this episode. So I was like, Raul Jimenez ko nikalna hai. Now, my options were Chris Wood, uh, who else? Chris Wood, one more player. I think it was Kai Havertz, maybe, or somebody like that. Uh, and a third player. Now, I asked my wife for her inputs on this. I gave her all the information. I was like, Chris Wood is guaranteed a goal, which he didn't get, by the way. But yeah, Chris Wood is guaranteed a goal because he's in great form, but he has like 40% ownership, so it makes no sense to get him because, everybody is going to get his points. Then this other guy has whatever. He may not score a goal. He's not really in great form. I think it was Mateta, right? Mateta. So I was like, he's not in good form. He's okay, but he's very hit and miss. So I don't think he's going to get it. My third option had 11% ownership, was playing Ipswich at home, and has a double game week next week. My third option was Cody Gakpo.
And you chose to ignore.
I chose not to get anybody and keep Raul Jimenez. I kept Raul Jimenez on my bench, so it doesn't matter. But I did not take Raul Jimenez out. I only made one free transfer. I did not get Cody Gakpo in. Cody Gakpo scores 2 goals and gets an assist. 11% ownership.
Wow. Well, are you like? I think you should change the next FPL agenda to be like, who can get the least amount of points.
Yeah.
I think you'll have Haaland and Salah in your
Yeah.
team.
and then I'll be top of the leaderboards. I'll be like, fucking, I'm killing it every week. He's like, that's not the point of this game, bro. It's different. We've changed it. But yes, I am like you, also upset that Liverpool did not keep a clean sheet, because my favorite player in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold, is in my FPL team. He did get an assist, and he was about to get a clean sheet to go with that assist. But in the 90th minute, Ipswich got a goal.
Tragic. You really fucked up on many counts. And it's incredible that after criticizing Alexander Arnold for so many days,
Yeah.
you have the balls to
Yeah.
keep him in your team.
Yeah, I should probably take him out because he can't even keep a fucking clean sheet for me. So what the fuck
Against
is even the point?
Ipswich.
Against Ipswich, what the fuck is even the point? Right. Everton also did get a 1-0 victory over Brighton. Ilman Ndiaye getting the goal. David Moyes' reign as Everton manager is up and fucking running, Mukesh.
I know. This is why I want Akash back. I do feel like now they've comfortably escaped relegation zone. I don't see them coming back down.
I mean, they're at 23 points. Historically, you need 40 for like absolute safety. So they are
I
still.
know, but give us see Southampton's confirmed, right?
As good as. They're on 6
yeah,
points.
they're not
So.
going to get 34 points.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think Liverpool will get 34 points from the
Yeah.
remaining 16 games,
Yeah.
right? Between Ipswich and Wolves, one of them is definitely going down for sure,
Yeah.
right? And I don't expect every team to be as generous to Leicester as Tottenham was. So I don't know. They're probably going down.
Yeah. All right. With that, Mukesh, it is time to end this episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the Corner Flag. If you'd like to get in touch with us and tell us what you thought of this episode or any other episode, you can reach us on our social media. You can find Mukesh on Instagram at,
Mukesh Manjunath.
and you can find me on Instagram at Amogh. You can also follow the Corner Flag on Instagram at the Corner Flag Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is where you are watching this video right now. So you can pause it and hit that subscribe button, which is right there somewhere in the bottom right corner, because that will really help. And do like the videos and comment on the videos as well, because that really, really does help us. We respond to all comments, good or bad. We'll have fun. And it's just great. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, where you can, follow us over there as well and give us a 5-star review, because that also helps other people discover the show. Shout out to Kazad Gurda for composing our theme tune. And until next week, it is goodbye from us to say bye, Mukesh.
Bye, guys.
And it's bye from me.